My name is Éikaterina Guskeya. I am from Moldova, from the city of Chisinau. Good afternoon, Éikaterina. We are very excited to see you again. We would like to congratulate you once more on your cancer-free year. It's been quite a journey for you, so thank you for taking the time and sharing your experience with other patients. Hello, thank you very much. I'm glad to see you. Éikaterina, please tell us about your experience of receiving treatment at home. I was diagnosed with cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, and unfortunately I lived with cancer for 2 years. Because doctors in my country did not make a correct diagnosis. I visited a surgeon because of an inflamed lymph node. I had a lymph node that was so swollen it was palpable here, and the doctor laughed at me and said, "Go home and wait until it resolves on its own. It will take a year and a half." My lymph node did not resolve on its own. Obviously, I wanted to believe in the best. I believed him because he said what I wanted to hear. And already when I contracted COVID-19 in a month, my lymph node increased to the size of a walnut, maybe bigger. It was about 4.5 centimeters. Then a friend of mine recommended another doctor. He immediately suspected lymphoma. We started an examination. I went for a CT scan and a biopsy. Unfortunately, the biopsy was carried out without anesthesia. It was terribly painful and scary. The procedure lasted an hour. The private clinic where I found a surgeon who was able to make a diagnosis did not treat lymphoma patients. Such diseases are only treated in our state oncology institute. So nevertheless, I had to wait 2 weeks before they did a blood test. Only then, that after going through all those stages, they would accept me in 3 months if I was a lucky candidate. So I started looking for other options and considered treatment in another country. That is, after you decided to seek help in Germany, right? After that, I began to look for treatment in different countries. I did not know exactly where to go and considered different countries. I considered Turkey, Israel, and Germany. And what was the main reason that prompted your decision to undergo treatment in Germany? Before the BookingHealth manager contacted me, I also contacted other companies, other clinics. I called, I sent emails, and received a lot of feedback. And in the end, I decided for treatment in Germany and work with BookingHealth because the final factor that influenced my decision was the attitude of the manager. His name is Dennis Walter. He called me and he somehow understood me well. So I wanted to work with him because he was empathetic. I realized now that he was just being professional and he really understood everything. And besides, there was some kind of genuine personal relationship built, which I was very surprised when he spoke to me for about half an hour on the phone. And it made me think, wow, this person actually cares. I'm telling you now, and I have goosebumps because in fact, you know, often people who work with different patients have a professional deformation. They begin to treat people like clients. And I didn't have that feeling. I was not treated like a client. I saw interest. I saw personal desire, a real, sincere desire to help. Therefore, I decided to choose BookingHealth because apart from this, apart from the personal relationship, everything was clear. We talked, we discussed everything, and they told me, wait, we will call you in a while. We will send you information and everything will be detailed. Everything will be clear. And so it was. That is, there was some kind of clear understanding which I did not receive from other organizations or from other clinics which I had previously contacted. What, in your opinion, are the main differences between the approach to treatment in Germany and in your home country? We simply do not have enough resources to give a patient what he or she needs. There's a lack of doctors in our oncology institute. We can see it, we can understand it, we can feel it. And it hurts. You go there and wait in long, endless queues. It's very hard to make an appointment. People come from all over the country. There are not enough doctors. There are not enough resources. There's not even a PET-CT scan. At the Oncology Institute, it is large. There is no PET-CT and it is carried out only in very rare cases, not for all oncology cases as it is necessary in Germany, for example. I had surgery, which I had chemotherapy and radiotherapy. We do not have tomotherapy in Moldova at all. And the approaches are different because this is a completely different mentality in Germany. It is such a contrast, like one is night and the other is day. How was your treatment in Germany organized? Dennis sent me an email with a detailed plan of what we will do, how much it will cost, which doctor, which clinic, and so on. So everything was clear to me. I was told approximately when I would be able to start treatment, and approximately when, after payment, the travel agent Julia would contact me. Of course, you can imagine I have a small child. I understand that I have cancer and I don't know the stage. I don't know at all what my chances are to survive, to be cured. Therefore, of course, I panicked and bothered Dennis until I left. It's just that every time I was worried, when I was anxious, I wrote to him and complained on WhatsApp that I was scared. And to my relief, every time I was treated with understanding. And every time he answered, he calmed me down. Although I understand that this is not part of his duties to babysit patients. Then Julia contacted me, and after the payment, we already started to prepare a more detailed plan. It included the organization, the technical aspects. Everything became more clear to me. Also, we had never been to Germany before, but a bookinghealth employee met us upon arrival. He met us with a signboard at the airport and brought us to our hotel. There was no misunderstandings. We felt that someone cared about the details so that we didn't have to go looking for anything ourselves. And later in the hospital, my knowledge of English did not help. I thought, why do I need an interpreter if I'm fluent in English? And in Germany, professors speak English. But before you go to the professors, you need to go through the entrance, the reception, even the dining room, cash desk, the nurses. No one speaks a word of English at all. Therefore, without an interpreter, we would simply be lost there. After the surgery, I didn't even go out for a walk because I understood that I simply wouldn't find my ward on my own. My oncologist met us in the hospital. She was from a dynasty of doctors. She told us that her dad was a doctor. She said that at any time I can call her and ask if something was not clear. The doctor explained all my medical concerns to me in great detail and with a very positive, again personal approach. From bookinghealth, as I said earlier, Dennis Walter and Julia Meinhardt worked with me. And besides the transfer and drivers, these are our wonderful translators. Elena Fabricius worked with me. I have read reviews about her, but I thought this can't be real. This person puts herself last, probably after all the patients. You can call her 24 hours a day. She puts the phone on speaker and she's always ready to see to my needs. And besides this, she's super supportive. This is just a wonderful person. In addition, she's also professional. We never had any delays. Everything was always on time. She would always communicate, negotiate with the doctors if I needed to solve some issues with papers, filling out something, or doing something at the cash desk. I just sat next to the doctor's office and waited while Elena ran around the hospital. I don't even know where she gets so much energy from. God bless her. It's just an unforgettable experience. She treated me like a caring mother. In addition to Elena, another translator, Alexei, accompanied me. He also did a wonderful job and also showed the greatest empathy. These are people who really sincerely wanted to help. They're just in the right place. Doctors needed to make a blood test, and because of my disease, because of all the procedures, I had very bad veins. Because of this, it was difficult to draw blood, and it is such an unpleasant procedure. And Elena was sitting next to me. I saw that her hands were just trembling. She was so worried about me, although she sees it every day from morning to evening. Therefore, we had a great experience and still keep in touch with everyone from Booking Health who worked with me. Ekaterina, are you satisfied with the clinic and doctor? I visited the University Hospital Rex der Isar, Munich. This is a world-famous clinic. Michael Jackson and a lot of celebrities were treated here. There are 12 buildings on the campus, which are connected to each other, so you can move from one building to another without leaving the hospital. Everything inside is perfectly clean, sterile, and looks brand new. I really like the hospital. There are many doctors who are senior professors in their field, and besides that, they demonstrate a great attitude and understanding of how to work with a cancer patient. Once, a nurse needed to take my blood, and I saw that she was young. I was worried that if she did not get into the vein successfully, she would have to pierce the vein again and again. And I asked her several times, "Do you know for sure that you are able to do this? Are you sure that you can draw blood?" And the chemist, who is a professor, heard our conversation and said, "Do you want me to take your blood?" For example, in my country, a professor would not offer to take blood, and so I really liked the hospital. I also underwent different therapies, different examinations in different departments. And I want to say that everything is just the best treatment you will ever get. Ekaterina, are you satisfied with the organization of treatment and service support provided by Booking Health? I am very satisfied and always recommend it when someone asks me where I received treatment, who helped me, and so on. I am always happy to share contacts. What advice would you give to patients who are already disappointed with the wrong treatment in their own country, but are still hesitant to start treatment abroad? Don't think, just do, because your journey begins not when you decide, but when you take the first step. Therefore, you just need to make a decision for yourself and move on. Find the strength and desire to live and do something to heal. The cancer isn't going anywhere. It only gets worse, becomes more severe and more painful. It is impossible to run away from the situation. You can just pick yourself up and do something. Tell us, where should one start, especially someone who has decided to continue treatment in Germany? To do this, you need to contact the manager and then follow the steps, because in fact, you don't need to decide everything yourself. I didn't have to decide anything. Everything was clear to me. I received all the information. I ask questions every time. You just need to contact the company. It actually costs nothing to just make a request. Leave your contact details. The manager will call and give you a free consultation so you have more information about whether it suits you or not. Ekaterina, can you also share with us how your life turned out after recovery? Since my recovery, my hair has grown curly. I had long hair down to my tailbone, and I shaved it off immediately when it started to fall out. Now it has grown again. My son is now 3.5 years old. We have been to the sea twice, and life is carrying on. Everything is fine. You know, you need to learn to appreciate the simple things that happen to you every day, because in one moment, this may all end. When I received chemo, I felt so bad, and I was in such discomfort that every day when I woke up, I opened my eyes and I was like, wow, I didn't die, I woke up. The sun is shining, cool. A couple more days and maybe I can get out of bed. You just need to appreciate every day. Well, I'm also engaged and getting married soon. Thank you, Ekaterina, for your time. We are really very happy about your personal journey and are always ready to support you. You know that you can contact us at any moment if you need more help. Thanks a lot. I'm very pleased. It was a pleasure to meet and chat with you. Also, I'm very proud to share my experience.